Hello, friends. It's Eli from my house, my dining room. I just put up a video about how to play solitaire. Super cool game, old. And I realized that maybe if you are not also around Leprechaun who runs camps about playing games, maybe you don't have a deck of cards. Um, so I set about trying to figure out how to make a deck of cards. And I had lots of ideas. Obviously, anything flat will work that you have enough of. But I was trying to think of what most of us would have. And then I realized because of the way our food and groceries work, most of us have this material somewhere in our house. Maybe not the exact same material, but some kind of very similar material. Because I remembered this thing in the trash. Obviously, I was feeling the need for some caffeine like real intensely and just like tore into this like hulking out. But here's a Mountain Dew box, right? We know what this is. This kind of cardboard gets used a ton in a lot of packaging. And we end up putting a lot of it in the recycles. And it's a pretty good heft, pretty good weight to make cards out of. Obviously, real cards are a little bit thinner and they have this cool coating on them that makes them easy to shuffle. But, you know, I don't have a bunch of that paper laying around my house, but I do have a bunch of this laying around my house, right? And from this, I was able to build, I'm losing parts of it, I was able to build this, a tiny deck of cards. I don't know why I'm obsessed with making things tiny right now, but I am. I made this tiny deck of cards out of a Mountain Dew box. You can see the backs. Can you see that? The backs are all, you know, intensely green. Part of making them small was to make sure I could fit a whole deck of cards, 52 cards, into one box of Mountain Dew, right? So this size absolutely fit into one box. I could have made more than this. So maybe this is smaller than you need to go. I'm gonna tell the truth. It's kind of hard to use these. They want to like slip around a lot. However, for me, I'm pretty okay with the trade because they're adorable, right? Because they're tiny. So here's what we need to know. Step one, a deck of cards is 52 cards, 4 suits. In a deck of cards, the 4 suits are hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. 2 red, 2 black. Those are the 4 suits. They're pretty easy to draw, so that's nice. I did use, for my deck of cards, the 4 suits. Here's my clubs. They're tiny, right? Here's my hearts, diamonds, and spades. Now you can see on my cards, I didn't mimic the way a normal playing card shows both the number and the suit, and has the number of the suit that is the number of the card. So this card has 7 diamonds. I didn't mess with that too much for my tiny cards. I did make sure that on my cards, it didn't matter which way you drew it, you'd be able to see the number right side up. I drew the number twice. So, those are the 4 suits. Do you need to use those 4 suits? No. You can make up your own four suits, right? You could use 4 Pokemons. You could use 4 different kinds of, you know, whatever. Snacks. So, I've got my cardboard and I want to make some cards out of it. How do I do that? Okay, step 1, we're going to open it up. We want to flatten this out because we want to see how much workable space we have. Because some of this is not going to be great for making a card out of. Like, I don't really want to make a card out of this part where I viciously tore through to get to my caffeine. So, scissors. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to pick one of these 4 seams, and I'm just going to cut right down the seam all the way down. Okay. I now have a big piece of cardboard. Now, not all of this is useful for a number of reasons. As identified, my rage hole, it's a problem, right? Also, these parts like this that are covered in glue, those aren't going to work great. Also, depending on what kind of box you're using, right? Because yeah, soda comes in this kind of cardboard box. So does oatmeal, different shaped box. So does a bunch of different snacks. So does all sorts of stuff. Comes in this kind of cardboard. It's not corrugated, which means it doesn't have the middle wavy part. So depending on your box, you're going to have a different amount of usable material. But I want to look out for damage. I want to look out for glue. And then also, especially on soda boxes, there are parts of the box that are pre-perforated, which means they kind of cut it a little bit to make it easy for us to rip it. You know what that's like. Okay, so I'm going to identify for myself my best parts. Once I've done that, I need to plan out my cards. Now, this is up to you. I used a ruler and a pen, and I fussily went through and measured to make sure that all my little cards were approximately the same tiny size, and then I cut them out. You don't have to do that. You could just cut kind of a rectangle and then cut 51 more. You could find a template. You could cut one, and when you like the shape, you could trace it over and over again and cut them out. You could get some kind of card thing. One of your parents might have something like this. This is my disc golf membership to the governing body, because that's how cool I am. It's a card I don't care about, and so I could use it to trace a whole bunch of times what shape I wanted my cards to be, right? And then I could cut them all out. That would make a bigger card. Whatever you want, whatever makes sense to you. The most important thing is, if you're going to play any established card games, you need the 52 cards. You need each suit, each of those 4 suits has an ace, which is the 1, and then it goes from numbers 2 through 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it has a jack. I don't know why. That's cool, though. That'd be a fun drawing project to make cool jacks. Mine, I just used, J's. Not very cool. Maybe next batch of cards, I'll make a cool jack. So then you got jacks, then you've got queens, then you've got kings. And that's it. All 4. So that's how to make a deck of cards. If you make one, let me know. Send me a picture. That'd be cool. All right. Next time I think of a cool project, I'll let you know. All right. Bye.